Bill, can you explain the current situation with the case right now?
Yes, all of the briefs by the county and the Libertarian Party have been filed in the Court of Appeals. The Pima County Republican Party has asked the court to appear as what they call a friend of the court. It's called an amicus curiae brief. So they've requested permission, and then at the same time with the request, they filed a copy of their brief. And it's very interesting. As a kind of a legal factual background, in Arizona, if one is to contest an election, state statutes say that you have 5 days only. And it's 5 days after the approval of the canvass of the election by the Board of Supervisors in this case. And then the challenge has to be by lawsuit in court where you allege very with particularity what was wrong and how the outcome would have been different. Not just mistakes were made, but how the outcome would have been different. And you have 5 days. Well, in our computerized elections, that's impossible. You can't get the information within 5 days. You can't analyze the information within 5 days. Just with the computer data, you really can never prove it. So what the Republicans have said is, we agree that 5 days is the only way that an election can be challenged. And the courts, we say, the Republicans say, the courts have no role. That through separation of powers, the court is powerless to order changes to make any election in the future honest. So if you ultimately 2 weeks later show how they cheated, or a month later, or 6 months, if you could ever do that, nonetheless they can cheat again and can never be challenged. So the Republicans are saying that the finality of elections, once that 5 days is over, it's final, and that principle is more important than the ability to cheat again and again and again and again. And so they are endorsing the ability to repeatedly cheat and never have an honest election because of the principle of finality. So they basically filed a brief saying, yeah, we agree with the county, and this finality is really important, and the courts have no authority. It's just all up to the legislature.
Is this the first Republican Party have you ever heard of filing a brief like this, declaring what they declared about the finality?
Well, I've never heard of any political party that would that would take that position. I mean, it truly is impossible. Before an election, I don't know, a couple elections back, the state Democratic Party, through its Ted Downing, who was chairman of the election sort of integrity committee of the state of Arizona Democratic Party, sent a letter to all of the counties saying, hey, we're requesting copies of the electronic data from the elections to analyze, and here's an opinion from a court in Pima County that says we should be able to get that information. Most counties never responded. Not a single county sent the information within that time period. And of course, Maricopa County has said that you can never get their electronic information because they use a Sequoia system, and Sequoia claims that they have computer secrets that are intertwined and is part of the data. So they can't separate it, they can't give you the data. So there really is no issue that you can never challenge a computerized election within 5 days. And of course, in Pima County, we have the unique situation of the computer operator confessing later that in fact he did cheat, he rigged the election, and we have the ballots. But we've had two Superior Court judges that say, no, you can't put on that evidence. We agreed that it's too bad. Gee, we think elections are important, and we understand that the law requires us to assume that you're right, that this election was rigged, but gee, you know, just don't come to a judge about this. Even though you're raising issues of purity of elections that are guaranteed in the Constitution of Arizona, you can't come to us. Go to talk to Jan Brewer, talk to the legislature, see if those guys up there will change the law. Otherwise, just tough luck. You know,
Not a good
that's
situation. Well, good.